In 2004, Tomas Scheckter was by this point on his third team in 3 years in Indycar. Tomas, as you obviously know, is the son of F1 World Champion Jody Scheckter. Tomas was, of course, born in South Africa in 1980, but in 2002 he was signed to drive for Eddie Cheever's Red Bull Racing team in the 52 car. In the season that I'm going to talk about now in a future video, following this, of course, of many different types of DNFs and multiple different types of bad luck. Following that disastrous unlucky season, he was sacked before the end of the year for Buddy Rice. He then switched to Ganassi, and while he finished 7th in points, the season was a disappointment with only one podium finish and a horrifying crash with Kenny Brack to end the year. He was dropped for 2004 originally for Tony Renna, but he never got a chance. So Danny Manning took over the seat, which went well. Scheckter then would move to Panther Racing to replace Sam Hornish Jr., who had moved to Penske. This was the same team that won back-to-back championships in 2001 and 2002 with Hornish Jr., and while they weren't exactly in the title fight in 2003, they were still a strong, capable team. This would be a good point for Tomas to have a breakout season. Hell, he may even start his season out with a top 5 finish at Homestead, along with a top 5 start as well. This was possibly meaning, could a championship run be in the cards? Hell no, it wasn't. Instead, the exact opposite would end up happening. This is the worst IndyCar season by a driver.
There's Buell in trouble.
Broke loose in the middle of 3 and 4. Some debris on the racetrack.
Watch this, because here comes Scheckter and Franchitti.
You know, and as a driver, I can tell you, it is loud in the race car when you impact the wall. Actually, there you go.
Well, like Franchitti didn't see Scheckter slow.
Absolutely. I mean, there's already a yellow out. The drivers get to hear it by 3 different ways: by watching the lights, the flags, or their onboard lights.
Okay, Schecter's already slowed. Here comes Franchitti. Ooh!
So Franchitti was not aware that there was a yellow, was not aware there was an accident, did not hear from his spotter, or did not hear from anybody on his team.
Side by side. This got to be Schecter's on the pit road. And here's the reason why. Whoa. Okay. That's going to require some repair.
Watch right there.
Yeah.
Oh. Good thing that Scheckter didn't end up into the wall. That side, you come in high and you try to get down to that low section by the yellow line, down by the apex, when your car is not working. You can see the safer barrier actually there, that corrugated foam actually take the hit there.
And it looked like what happened to Scheckter is he got up into Fernandez after he came through the accident site.
Diving down and just taking up too much room there. His spotter's got to be telling him that there's more people behind.
Here's Scheckter. Accident occurs up ahead.
Yep. And he just...
yeah. So... don't forget after... oh, Scheckter goes into the wall just as we come back. Brings the yellow out. Drifted right up into the wall. Tomas Scheckter. Well, we talked about the fact that it gets slicker the closer you get to the wall. Tomas Scheckter lost it during practice, did a quick spin, saved the car. We saw the quick move by the 13 car come down on the inside of a Mark Taylor, and then all of a sudden it was just a gentle nudge, and then steam, by the way.
Now just running a little bit high through the D-shaped oval right now. Soon as the 13 car Taylor comes down, he leaves him high. He's actually on those rubber marbles that we talked about, which is just almost the cheese grating of the tires coming off. The rubber itself coming off. See how slow he is? He just can't turn. You can't do anything about it. We talked about crash damage with Cheever's team. These guys told me just today that they're already up to about $500,000 worth of crash damage with this team so far this year.
Oh, we told you that was jumping out of gear in 5th gear and revving the engine in the corners, and he said a moment ago the temperature in the gearbox was just going up and it would not survive past lap 100. So they had no choice but to pit the Pennzoil Panther machine and make a total gearbox change, which is exactly what's happening here. They get a break because the yellow, that means they will lose fewer laps on the racetrack.
And that's some seriously hot work there.
Scheckter coming in a very valuable position right here. He does not want to get up, but he's going in first. They say no major changes. Since about the 120 lap mark, he has been running flawless. The car has been fantastic, and this is exactly what Team Penzo and Chevrolet was looking for the South African. With his dad and brother looking on, Tomas Scheckter is looking to do something special. And the fuel valve stuck. The fuel valve stuck. All kinds of problems down here. He has got the fuel valve still stuck in his car. No fire, though, in the pit of Tomas Scheckter. They got it out clean and prevented the water, but I'm standing right behind him. A scary time for Tomas Scheckter, and the fuel valve is still in the car.
Todd, they go yellow. He may have a fire. He's trying desperately to get out of that car. Remember, the fuel is methanol. It burns clean. You can't see it. And Tomas Scheckter wisely drops and rolls to get any fire he may have out. You can see the remnants of the hose hanging off the back of the car. Safety team on the scene already, but the caution comes out, and that's going to play into the hands once these pits get open of everybody else in the field and be so costly for Scheckter. Your sunglasses on he is. This is Scheckter's stop. Now watch the two guys leaning over the car. They tried to keep it stopped. That's fuel that just sprayed all over the pits. Now watch it. This is from our onboard camera. He starts to roll. What broke off looks to be the return, but still there's fuel there. And there's the fire. There's the fire.
This is the return right there, and that's actually what broke. Now he's probably feeling the heat, feeling himself on fire. Smartly turns the car off. You can see the heat coming off. He wants to get out. Got 3 layers of protection right now, guys. It's good for about 45 seconds. He's feeling the heat. He's going to roll over and get rid of the flames. Now, right now, this is what we need to watch to see if he gets waved out by the right front man. Whether Tomas went on his own, the right front man is telling him stop, stop, stop. No, Tomas starts to leave on his own. He did not get waved out. And that is an error, mostly on the driver.
Now Scheckter back on the pit road. Fernandez in 4th, out in 2nd. Todd.
What they're saying is when he pulled out, Tomas Scheckter, when he pulled out, he broke his half shaft. So once again, the Chevrolet Pennzoil has been snake bitten.
Exactly. Unbelievable. I'm surprised, though, if it's broken, that he got all the way around without any damage to the car. In terms of how, and that's Lazier.
I think it's okay.
They're also saying Schecter's got a problem. So 2 cars. For a moment there, we weren't sure if Scheckter was going to get it stopped before he got to Lazier. Whoa.
With Scheckter clapping his hands like that, it's almost like nice job to the other driver. We'll have to see.
We're yelling at them with the way he was driving.
Some observers think that
out there? Are you going to be able to stay out?
This might have been caused in part by Vitor Mira. We'll take a look at a replay and see if we can figure it out. Watch Jock and Scheckter talking together, and they're not happy with each other. Uh-oh. Oh, here it is, Scott.
Tomas is getting a draft right now. A little bit of movement down, coming down on Mira. The car's getting very close. There we go. A little bit of a bump. You know something? And Tomas just followed Lazier up into the gray. Ended up getting into the gray himself. Probably thought they were both going to touch and really had nowhere to go with this. But here you go. Mira's just going off the turn, moving up a little bit. The right rear tire touches the left front of Lazier's, pushes Lazier up into the wall, and he just grazes the wall, lost control of the car. And Scheckter himself actually really has no course on either one of these guys here. Now you would want to roll off the throttle if you see these guys are going to touch, start to get down the lower side of the racetrack, but he's already up into this gray area here, Paul, and there's absolutely no grip up there in that gray.
Ooh, very close there.
Look at all this crowd standing up, just loving this stuff right now, but I got to tell you, Thomas Enge and Tomas Scheckter.
Big accident.
That one was coming off at turn 4.
Pretty hard smack with the wall. Fernandez was shown as the leader at the line. A camera system helps the medical team keep track of what happens once they go to the rescue point. Whoa, that was just a big loss.
Thomas Scheckter, the yellow car, with Thomas Eng in the front. Thomas Eng just got completely loose. The car swapped ends on him. Thomas Scheckter was just a passenger in this, guys. He had absolutely nowhere to go.
Nowhere to go for sure.
Probably pushing that brake pedal through the forward.
We saw Scheckter go off there. Coming down the front stretch into turn 1 and 2 on the apron. You see that water coming out and the moisture probably in the smoke. Tells you probably something to do with the motor, guys.
And they're going to go yellow because of that. And this is coming on a time, maybe 4 laps away from a lot of the pit stops.
What disappointment for Thomas Scheckter. Thought that he might have an opportunity to win. Can hear the motor just rumble to a stop there. They certainly have found the horsepower. Now they just have to work on a little bit of reliability.
One top 5 and top 10, a best start of 3rd, and 10 fucking DNFs. Let me say that again. 10 fucking DNFs in 16 races. Scheckter finished 6 races all damn year long. A 17th place points finish. Holy shit. There were some pretty rough seasons during the early IRL days and some pretty terrible drivers putting up shit stats, but this was a top tier IndyCar team and a driver, while inconsistent as hell and very brazen as hell, this was a whole new low for an ass season. Surprisingly, Panther Racing didn't jump his ass out of the ride and throw him out and get another driver, and they stayed together somehow for 2005. The season was, well, much of the same, although they did get a win at Texas and a couple of top 5 finishes. However, unbelievable amounts of inconsistency, though, plagued the season, and Scheckter was dropped for 2006, where Scheckter moved to Team Menard, and after that basically became a journeyman driver. Well, pretty much his whole career had been a journeyman driver, as he had stayed in one ride only 2 seasons at most. While for Panther, following this time period with Scheckter, they were never once the same team really they were again, and they would bow out in the early 2010s. So once again, that's gonna do it for another video. This is Carter Gaming. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. See ya.